Alright, thank you very much for joining me. This is Gulpain back again just with a quick review video, and today I'm looking at, well, I'm re-looking at Dragonair's Aria. So let's have a quick look. So Dragonair's Aria, I must admit that I really misjudged this game. I played it, must be in the PSP actually. I played it ages ago to give it a try because there's a few PSP games that I have really misjudged, because I played Breath of Fire 3 and then I played what's it called? The Lunar Silver Star Harmony. You played those, so those are fine. You don't really have to grind much in those games. You can just pretty much like play out the story. Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky is another one where you don't really need to grind. You can just go through the story and enjoy it and kind of level up your character as, you know, like naturally. You don't have to artificially like spend like 3 hours grinding to get your character up. But some of the other RPGs are grindy RPGs, and I didn't really notice that, and I dismissed them then as being like, you know, the difficulty spikes like ridiculous, like in Dragonair's Aria or Blade Dancer is one as well. Blade Dancer is a very, very similar game to Dragonair's Aria. There's another few in the same vein as well, like Valhalla Knights. They all look very, very similar, but they're very grindy. So in Dragonair's Aria, there's just like a generic story about dragons, and you're an extremely feminine-looking male character, and you basically have a girl helping you, and then other people obviously come into your group as well. Most of it's crafting as well. There's big emphasis on crafting in these PSP RPGs. I think it's the same people made them all, or much the same ideas are gone into them. It's all crafting. It's all sort of like very, very grindy, and the difficulty gets very, very difficult unless you grind. So with Dragonair's Aria, I went to the first area, and then it's one of those ones where the enemy characters, you can avoid them and you don't have to fight them, but they're all the same. They're just like an eye with wings on it. That's the same in Blade Dancer as well. So so then I said I'd give it a go. I ran all the way to I avoided all the enemies, ran all the way to the first boss and got destroyed. So I couldn't understand, like, why is this so hard? I can't understand that. So then I was like, right, I'll give it a go. So I'll try and defeat all the enemies until I can level up, and then I'll try and equip my characters with as much weapons as I can and have them as strong as possible before I go into the boss. So I did that. The boss was a piece of cake. So then you really have to fight all of the enemies in the first screen and the second screen before you get to the boss in Dragonair's Aria. If you don't, then you can't beat the boss. I know that's like pretty obvious, like, you know, like, I mean, how could you be such an idiot not to think that? But from the other RPGs I played, I think I was just so used to playing those RPGs where you don't need to grind. You can just fight a few enemies to go fight the boss and progress the story. This one there's less story. It's more about like fighting. I think it's more about gameplay. Dragonair's Aria, it is okay. Like the enemy characters, it's almost impossible to run from the enemy characters. I don't know what it is. I tried running from this. I run a few times and it just won't escape. It just puts you, it keeps you in there. But yeah, so grind, get your character up to, like, in the first screen you got to get them up to level 10, then you got to go back to the town, you got to buy the weapons, and then try and craft some more weapons, and then the bosses and the other enemies are easy. The enemies they stop chasing after you. It's like in Earthbound, where the enemies, if you're a high enough level, they don't chase after you. Oh wait, in Earthbound, if you just beat them straight away, you don't have to go into the screen in Earthbound. Earthbound was way ahead of its time in that regard. But Dragonair's Aria, I'm really enjoying it now actually. So I've been playing it for about, I think, like 8 or 9 hours now. Whereas the first time I got it was like maybe 3 years ago when I bought the game, and I played it for like 15 minutes, got beaten, and then I never played it again. And then I started it maybe last week, and then I was like, okay, if I treat it as a grindy RPG as opposed to a story-based one, maybe I'll have a different experience. And I totally have a different experience now. So my mind has been completely changed on those sort of RPGs. It's kind of like Phantasy Star 1. That's a really grindy RPG, Phantasy Star 1. And if you treat it like that, then it's actually better. So that's my quick review of Dragonair's Aria. If you've played Dragonair's Aria, let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Thanks for watching till the end.